I finally successfully completed my first wholesale deal. I'm on my way now to the office, but I just wanted to explain what a wholesale deal was. And it's simply you buy a property, but you actually close on the property. You clean it out, you do a trash out, take all the junk out, and then you put it back on the MLS. Now, the reason why I do that is because the people that are buying on the MLS typically pay more than an investor that only buys off market. The type of buyer changes because now when I sell to an investor off market, it's an investor. You know, they're trying to make money. They have a business to run, which is understandable. But once I put it on the MLS, now I'm targeting people that just have the cash in their bank account and they want a place to live. And they don't care if like, let's say for example, they could buy the property for 200 grand cash and they could fix it up themselves, and then the house is actually worth 300. That's a real deal where someone could build sweat equity. And you don't really see those many properties on the MLS. So that's gonna be my new strategy moving forward. I'm going to try to wholesale and wholetail properties, and then I'm gonna cherry pick the flips. I have a property right now that's closing this week, and that might also be a wholesale deal, or we might flip it. I don't know. So the way I'm analyzing these deals now, I'm trying to see what is the value right now on the open market as is, or maybe with some paint and a couple little things done to it, versus what's the value of the property once I do the new kitchen, the new bathroom, the new floors, and all these other things. And then the amount of money that I'm putting into it versus what I'm getting return and profit. Does it make sense? Am I only making 20 grand more, 25,000, $30,000 more, but I'm making that same money in 6 months versus I could sell this property, put it on the market, find a cash buyer on the MLS, and then sell it in 30 days. That's kind of one of the things I want to do. I'm gonna see you guys in the office so I can explain more about this deal specifically and like how I found it, how much I paid for it, and then like what the actual numbers were, because I know that's what's important. Let's go. I successfully completed my first wholesale deal. And if you're wondering, the difference between a wholesale deal and a wholetail deal is that a wholesale is off market and you assign it to another investor, and you get paid at closing. Versus wholetail is when you get the property off market, you actually buy it, and then you sell it on the open market to a retail buyer, or even like an investor that's happy with smaller margins because they can't find deals. So for this deal, someone just reached out to me. They had the property, they couldn't get the tenants out, so they sold it to me for, I think it was $150,000. And the reason I got it so cheap was because they didn't want to deal with the tenants anymore. I purchased the property, and I started the eviction process, and I did cash for keys. It was a whole entire, it cost like, I think like 9 grand to get these people out of there. And then the property also had, coming from the street to the house, there was one pipe that had to be removed and changed, and it was about like 2 grand. And then I paid, I think I paid for a dumpster and for a couple guys to go and trash out the property. So it came out to like a total of $1,000 to get that done. But once I did all those things, I removed the tenant, I fixed that pipe situation, and then I cleaned out the whole property, I was able to sell it on the open market for $215,000. Versus if I would have just wholesaled the deal, I would have probably made 20 grand. But because I put it on the open market, after all fees, hard money cost, points, interest, attorney's fees, like all the fees that you have to pay whenever you purchase a property, the total profit came out to $48,000. So the only difference about wholetailing is I'm now selling it on the open market. And on the other side of this, there's a lot of people that are flipping and they can't find deals, so they go on the MLS to find properties to flip. So this is potentially for someone that is willing to do these flips with smaller margins. So I think it makes more sense for me to buy the property so I can control the asset, do what I need to do to the property, and then sell it. So I want to do more of these because I've done these flips where the rehab comes out to $70,000, $80,000, and then I'm eating ramen noodles for the next month or so until I sell the property. And then I can only do so many of those, and then I got to deal with the stress of not having the money, still growing the business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push wholesaling. I'm going to ramp up my wholesaling and my wholetailing, and then flipping, I'm going to just cherry pick. If it's a really good flip, of course I'm going to do it. But for the most part, I want to do easier transactions, so I could grow. And then this year, my main concern is buying a buy and hold property, so I could stop paying rent, so I could house hack, or even just rent it all out and then have that pay for my living expense. So that's my major thing for this year coming up is I need to own property. So I don't want to just have all my money in these flips. I want to start reinvesting into real estate, which is the whole purpose of this. My goal is to become a millionaire, but that's net worth millionaire. So basically I want to be a millionaire based off my assets. So if I were to sell all the real estate I own, I would have $1 million. That's like my goal. I just want to be a millionaire on paper. And in order to do that, I have to buy properties, own them and rent them. And then I'm working on a 7 unit now that's off market. I'm not sure if that's going to go through. It's looking good, but in this business, you can't really celebrate until it closes, so you're on record. So that'll be a video as well. But I just wanted to break down why I'm wholetailing these deals versus wholesaling. And I think it makes sense too, like logically, if you can make more money, but you have to deal with a couple different issues, why not? A lot of wholesalers, they never own the property. They just keep assigning and assigning, which is smart, but I want to get bigger chunks so I could buy these properties. So I'm looking at properties that cost $1 million. And in order for you to get into these deals, you need to come up with $250,000. So by me doing these small wholesale deals, it's going to take forever to get to that point. So I need to figure out a way to make more money in bigger chunks so I could reinvest it into the buy and hold. So that's what I did. It worked. And I'm gonna keep doing it. I have a closing in 2 days for another property, which I could either wholetail or I could flip it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna run the numbers and see what makes more sense. Should I just paint the whole property, put it on the market, and then try to make a quick buck that way? Or should I put, new kitchen, new bathroom, floors, paint, and make it real nice and try to get the top ARV? So I got to run the numbers and see what makes the most sense. But regardless, it's a deal. I could do either option. And those are the type of deals that I'm looking for at this moment. I just want to do deals where I have multiple exit strategies. It's just, if I buy a property and the only thing I can do is flip it, then, I'm doing something wrong. But thank you for watching. If you got any value out of this, please like and subscribe. And every week I'm going to drop new videos. Thank you.